All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Breaking news: Lagos state government has asked residents to report landlords demanding more than a year's rent from them. Now, this is just one of the manifestations of a lawless society. The landlords have seen how recklessly the people in authority are using their own power. That is why the little power they have in their own capacity, they want to use it as recklessly as possible. Nigeria's housing deficit is one of the worst in the world, but the government has never invested in low-cost housing. They've never invested in massive low-cost housing, and we have everything to do that. We are blessed in this country with limestone, we have clay, we have iron ore, we have timber, we have everything, yet citizens are homeless. Go to even the FCT. Most of the citizens are living in slums, but you will find FCT minister doing absolutely nothing about it. Instead, he will be building billions of naira worth of mansions for judges, wasting money on frivolities, renovating International Conference Center with 35 billion naira, all manner of waste. That is why landlords have become so powerful. They too want to do anyhow. And trying to bully them is not what will solve this problem. This is systemic failure. And a few hours ago, another update coming out of the FCT confirms Wike's failure and Peter Obi's claims of the collapse of our system. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that, suspended governor of Rivers State, Fubara, declared in a church service that his spirit has left the government house, and heavy reactions of different opinions followed that utterance by Fubara. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video. Now, Fulani herdsmen are trying to completely wash themselves clean of the killings in Nigeria. In this video, Miyetti Allah Cattle Rearer Association are claiming to be victims of terrorism in Nigeria. See the video.
Presenting the president's address, MACBAN's National Secretary General Bello Gotomo said over 50,000 pastoralists have been killed and 4 million heads of cattle lost to ongoing violence in the region. Describing the situation as devastating and unsustainable, he blamed the crisis on insurgents, bandits and emerging terror groups in states like Borno, Yobe, Kwara and Oyo, who steal livestock to fund their activities.
The resurgence of insurgency activities in Borno and some other states all put at risk the traditional pastoralists because these terrorists feed on and depend on the pastoralist animals. Our desire for new approach to solving the insecurity crisis is born out of the need for the North to take its destiny in its own hand, create enabling environment for investment to grow the North's economy and reduce the unacceptable level of poverty and unemployment.
He also raised concern over ethnic profiling, warning that continued stigmatization of Fulani herders could trigger large-scale violence if not urgently addressed.
Dialogue to isolate the minority criminals from the majority peace loving must be prioritized. Unless we urgently address the pervasive insecurity in our rural areas, this insecurity is forcing millions of our people to abandon their ancestral land and seek refuge in other areas where they often face stigmatization and are perceived as unwanted.
While welcoming the creation of Ministry of Livestock, he urged northern states to welcome the initiative, saying it could help boost the economy and curb rural insecurity if backed by inclusive dialogue and reform.
You saw that. Miyetti Allah Cattle Group claiming to be the major victims of terrorism in Nigeria. They said 50,000 herdsmen killed, 4 million cows stolen. Believe that at your own peril. And this is coming 48 hours after the Nigerian military claimed that all the Fulanis that are killing people in Nigeria are coming from outside Nigeria. So you can see that they have the backing of some top military officials. Now, I am not saying that Fulanis are not invading Nigeria from other parts of Africa. That's not what I'm saying, because it is happening in Niger and Burkina Faso before the leaders there took the bull by the horn and decimated them. So it is true they are actually entering this country from other parts of Africa. But for Mieti Allah to claim that their hands are clean is what we can never accept. This same Mieti Allah whose members have been destroying farms and killing farmers who protest are coming to play victims here. This is an insult to all those that have died in this struggle. The Mieti Allah Cattle Association members are guilty of large-scale terror attacks on Benue, Plateau, Ondo, Oyo, Enugu, and several other states in Nigeria, and it is a disgrace that the government has backed them thus far. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that update coming out of the FCT. This confirms the failure of Wike and the APC, and it also confirms Peter Obi's claims that our primary healthcare system has totally collapsed in Nigeria. And next is that video from suspended Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara saying his spirit has left the government house. Let's start by taking that update from the FCT. Look at how the papers reported it. Another Abuja health center lacks staff, medical supplies, electricity as residents seek government intervention. Residents of Dokuma, a community in Buhari Area Council of Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, have long been thrown into lamentation over the deplorable state of their only primary healthcare center. A visit to the healthcare facility revealed its grim reality, as the facility has no healthcare staff, no medical supplies, no access road to the facility, and no source of power supply. Designed to serve as a critical hub for health services, the center has never opened its doors to the community. Now, it is not just to build. You build and after a while, you abandoned. And this is what, just look at the state. Look at the state of the healthcare center. And this is happening right within the FCT. If this can happen in the FCT, then all those pictures you are seeing from Katsina, that people will be lying down under a tree and they will fix drip on their bodies, you will think is a joke. They are all true. Look at the FCT. And this is what Obi is saying, that primary healthcare centers have collapsed. That is why we have the highest infant mortality rate in the world, Nigeria. Because when your primary healthcare facilities collapse, there is no way common people will not be dying anyhow. Because that is the first point of call. The primary healthcare centers are the first point of call when they fall sick or during emergencies. Pregnant women, the downtrodden. These are the places they go to. Then they have nothing for them in their primary healthcare centers. Meanwhile, in this same FCT, Wike is driving Rolls Royce. He is using billions of naira to renovate International Conference Center, playing to the gallery for people to say that he's working. Meanwhile, people cannot get access to healthcare centers. Is that governance? And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take a few tweet reactions. Adekunle Oderinde here says, yet the FCT minister is driving Rolls Royce of $500,000 to a party. That is it. Do you know how much $500,000 is? Ayodomi here says, Wike's handling of Abuja health centers is like his leadership, full of promises but zero delivery, no staff, no supplies, no power. He is clearly too busy playing politics to care about the people. And this tweet here says, Wike building flyovers here and there like they are more important like health facilities. It is easier to do those ones. It is easier to do those ones, and those ones receive more attention in the media than going to the downtrodden, than going down to where governance is really needed. And this is what Peter Obi is talking about. These guys are just playing to the gallery, doing nothing. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that video from Rivers State suspended Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara saying that his spirit has left the government house began making the rounds. See the video.
What I need now, even some of you, have you asked yourself, do you think I am even interested in going back there? I want to ask you, don't you see how better I look? Do you think I'm interested in it? If I have my way, I say it's here. It's an order of God. I don't wish going back there. My spirit has left that place long ago. So all this, I want everybody to focus. Please, it's not everything you do, you think, There are some fights you don't fight, there are some things you don't do, because you need to ask the person, does he want it? I have peace. If you have known me, you've been seeing me, you can see I look better now. In as much as we have things that we need to do for our state, we know people have made sacrifice for us, and we, one way or the other, have to stand by them. Does not mean that we should start firing without any target. We need to be focused. Our evening here is about Paklak. It's not Oshobe, it's Fubara, Oshobe, same place. I want that. And like I said, it's about Paklak. Every other thing that is said here, every other admonition by whoever is a personal view. It does not speak or does not present the purpose of this evening. Don't do things because you want to do them. Do the things I want. I am the one wearing the shoes. I know the solution to my problem. I know how to walk through my problem.
You heard that. Now, I'll start by saying I don't know if Fubara was being political or if he really meant what he said about his spirit leaving the government house. However, the fact remains that power is not worth all the foolishness that Wike and his boss are displaying. But this is what I will advise Fubara to do on this matter. Let him focus on trying to convince TINUBU that he will deliver for him in 2027. When 2027 comes, you will not deliver for him and nothing will happen, because then TINUBU will be outgoing. But I believe that Fubara can convince him, to take Fubara as his man in Rivers State. Why? Because Fubara has already shown that the people of Rivers are on his side. They have sustained that massive protest for so many days. Unlike Wike's own that is sponsored, and after 2 days, all of them went to sit down. The people of Rivers State have shown that they are behind Sim Fubara. So he can leverage on that to convince TINUBU that he can give him Rivers in 2027 to deceive him, because this is how they too play politics. TINUBU and the rest is deception. Just deceive them that you will work for him in 2027. When that time comes, you will not work for him. Fubara had clearly defeated Wike in Rivers State, if not for federal might. If not for the intervention of the federal government in the Supreme Court ruling, Fubara had clearly defeated Wike. It was when TINUBU allowed Wike to influence the Supreme Court, to return those 21 lawmakers to the Rivers State Assembly. That was when problems started for Fubara, because those lawmakers under normal circumstances were already gone and Fubara had won. So Fubara can stand on that and tell TINUBU that, Oga, you were the one that helped this man. If not, I had defeated him totally in Rivers State. I will give you the state in 2027. Just deceive him. This thing is all about deception for them. So play the game with them. And reacting to Fubara saying his spirit had left the government house, Nigerians began talking. Alex here says, make your spirit no go anywhere. You will fight for your office and the people of Rivers State. That is it. The people of Rivers State have shown so much support for Fubara, and he has to fight to the end for that office. The people must see him to have done all that he can for the office. And this tweet here says, this one a calculated expression of disenchantment. Sim Fubara, sir. Rivers people love you. Don't allow greed win you. You are winning greed, sir. Your seat is waiting for you, sir. Happy Sunday. Of course, the people of Rivers State have shown so much love, and indeed the entire Nigeria, for Sim Fubara. People are solidly behind him, and I think he should feel motivated. And this tweet here by Zeno says, not everything is worth dying for. Fubara is a man of honor. Let those who wish to grab power continue. Zeno here is actually agreeing with the fact that Fubara said his spirit had left the government house. And to be honest, if that is how Fubara feels honestly, then I will say congratulations to him. Because allowing the quest for power and the drive to gain all the power to eat deep into your soul, as it has done into the souls of people like Wike and TINUBU, is not really a good thing. I can tell you that those guys are depressed. They are not normal anymore. When you have so much money that even your children's children cannot exhaust, and you still keep stealing and stealing and stealing, then you have a problem. It's just like me walking into a restaurant and I ask for a plate of food, a plate of rice, they give it to me, and halfway through I ask for another plate of akpu, they give it to me. Before finishing the rice again, I ask for 2 other plates of rice and 2 other plates of akpu. Then I say, okay, go and bring the entire pot and come and put it on my table. Everybody in the restaurant will begin to leave, or they will call on somebody that knows me. They'll say, come and tie this animal up and take care of him mentally. I am telling you, that is what is happening to Wike and the likes. These people have more than enough, yet they keep looking for, yet they keep stealing. May we never be caught in such a trap in life. So if Fubara honestly feels this way about power, I am saying congratulations to him again. But I hope that he can get his seat back. He has played it like a gentleman enough. I hope it plays out well for him. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here, so don't go away. Don't go away. Sorry,